Hey guys, welcome back to the Reed Homestead. Today, what we're going to do is a little more pruning of fruit trees, and we're going to learn how to take your clippings and root them in order to make new fruit trees for your, like you're basically going to develop your own orchard, okay? So I've had these going for a few weeks. Just put them in a paper cup, leave them on the windowsill with just water. Now I've tried in the past, I've tried putting these in sand, covering them with plastic, putting them in containers, using just compost. None of that seemed to work, especially, if you put a container around it. What you'll end up with is a mold problem. So what I do is just a paper cup, because that's carbon, just water, put it on the windowsill. I've had this going for about 2 weeks. This is a peach tree clipping, and you can see new growth. See that green in there? It started flowering. This will had some buds on it, but as you can see, those buds are starting to turn green. So that's a good sign that the clipping is alive. What you do is just kind of bash that up at the end. I used a hammer and just kind of gently crush that bottom of the clipping, and the roots will start developing out of that, okay? So in the meantime, it's able to draw up water and continue to grow. So this is a peach. This is green apple. Some of these are red apple. We'll go out there and take a look at some of the fruit trees and how to do this pruning, and then we'll prune some of the pear tree back there, and we'll root that. Stand by one sec as we go out. I've got a mini orchard. These are blueberries right here. I don't know if you can really see that, but they're already budding. All right, so what I'll do, let's just take a clipping. These are just pruners. You could use whatever you like, Fisker's model, whatever. These are expert, I think. What we're going to do, this was already cropped up here over the course of last summer. So what I want to do is take a clipping, and the sun comes down over here. So what we want to do is, when we do a clipping, we want to make it so the entire plant can get more sun, okay, throughout the year. So you're going to find an area that's dense, okay, right here. We're going to clip this one right at the end. This is a branch that comes in. The main branch is right here. Then it branches out in 3 or 4 different areas. So I'm going to take one of those. We want the whole plant to get sun. I'm going to take that all the way down to where it meets the main branch and just clip it, okay? Now we're going to do the same thing, realizing that we want the whole bush, blueberry bush, to get more sun. So we're going to strategically decide where we want to clip. Okay, here's another one. So there's 2. And then we'll do a third one here. Not all on the same branch, okay? So choose another branch, come down, and this is going to get enough sun. The sun comes right here, okay? So let's take it from this side over here. Okay, we're just going to clip it right at the intersection, okay? Okay, so those are 1, 2, 3. 3 extra blueberry plants that we're going to have, or bushes. And let's see. Oh, maybe up here we don't want it growing so tall. So we'll come up and crop this. Yeah, we'll come up and crop this one. Now you're going to do this right above a couple of branches. So you got branches staggering, you know, one here, one here, one here, one here. So I'm going to go right below or right above one of the branches to crop. So there's 4. Okay. These are 4 new blueberry clippings. Okay. So because we're going to have these in water, we're just going to take these ones off. I could actually make clippings out of those and root them. But down at the bottom, okay, right here, I'm just going to clip those off. Okay, so it's going to be able to get water. Clip that. Careful not to get the main stalk. Okay. All right. So there's blueberry. Let's go out to the mini orchard, I guess you'd call it. This is a Granny Smith right here. You'll have stalks running at the bottom of this, okay? So I clip those. You don't want them down here, okay? So clip them right. Make sure you don't get the main tree. You just want those branches at the bottom. You can use those, but you can see these are starting to bud. Okay, so if I was going to do another clipping, I would probably go, this one doesn't have too many. I already trimmed this once, so I did it right here. Okay. Pardon me. So same thing here. This is a Red Delicious. You can see where I clipped them down at the bottom. Okay, that's pretty much what you want to do. Make sure not to get the main tree. Okay, you just want to take those branches and crop them up top. You don't want this thing too tall. You can see I cut it at an angle right, basically, hang on, let me make sure you can see this. So you cut it at an angle and you see right above one of those buds. Okay, so at an angle above one of the buds, and I did that throughout the whole tree. This is a a pear tree. So you can see this one is growing. It's growing all kinds of shoots from the bottom. Okay, so I do want to trim this down a little bit. Pardon the camera work, but we do want to trim that down and get some more pears, more pear trees. So you got new growth here. Sun comes over here. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll take this one right here at an angle. Careful not to get the main branch. At an angle, and then what we're going to do is we're going to, you know, if you're nervous about doing a hammer, you could just use your fingernail and just kind of, you see how see the fibers getting all loosened up, okay, like that. Okay, see that? That's going to allow this branch to continue to get water, and it's going to also continue to grow. And eventually, these fibers will become roots. Okay? So this is how you're going to increase your orchard. Okay. So what else is blocking the sun? This right here. Now, we'll do it. This is a main branch. These aren't big enough to really trim. We're going to leave those. We could do this one. This has already got a branch coming off a branch, so we could go right in here. Let's go right in here. We've got a little growth coming off. These nodes are coming off the main branch, a side branch here. So I'm going to go right above a node or bud and clip it at an angle. And then whatever you want to do, this is a perfect time of year to do this. The trees are just starting to kind of spring to life. It's still cold enough that these clippings are going to stay alive and they're going to take in water. See, just want to loosen these fibers up at the bottom of the tree or the clipping so roots can develop and it'll be able to get more water. Okay, so just kind of get in there with your fingernail or a hammer, whatever you want to do. You want to expose those fibers, okay, like that. Okay, so here's the peach tree. You can see it's already starting to bud. Okay, I've already trimmed this, so we do have some peaches. Again, keeping in mind where the sun comes this way, so we want to make sure this tree gets plenty of sunshine. What's blocking the sun from the tree? Well, this one is right here. Okay, so we're going to come in right above some nodes. Can you see that? Right above some nodes. We'll come in. We want the sun to hit all of the tree. So we'll go right above these nodes at an angle and clip. Okay? So, and then just start working it with your thumb and your fingernail, loosening these fibers from your clipping. Okay? Not too hard to do. And it's going to increase your stock in fruits, vegetables, well, obviously fruits, but you could do this with any tree. We're doing it with blueberries, pears, peaches. Here's a cherry tree. Okay, right here. Unfortunately, the deer got to the magnolia over here, so we got one dying from the deer rub. But this is a cherry tree. I'm going to leave this one because it's really this is a main target of the Japanese beetles every year. So I really want this to start growing. It's already been cropped up here. So we're just going to let this one go and continue to let that grow. So cabbage, we've got some carrots in there, Some parsley still going. All right, so let's get you back to the porch, the patio, and we'll take another look at some of these clippings. Stand by one sec. All right, so let's see. Peach, we're going to separate these. These are pears, blueberries. So what I'm going to do is put the blueberries on one side, and you just want to get them down there. Make sure they are able to get into the water. Okay, I'm doing this all in 1 cup. Not that big of a deal. Okay. I would wear a suit, but I don't want to get it dirty. Okay, that one's not quite long enough, so we're going to remove another. Okay, still not able to get down there, so just remove. Careful not to get the main branch. There, now it's in. Okay, now you're in. All right, what else? This one's in. Okay, so these are the peach. So we got the blueberry together. Here's the peach. No, that's the, sorry, that's the pear. Here's the peach. And we're supposed to get storms tomorrow. It's still pretty cold at night, so this is a great time of year to do this. You don't have to worry about the trees burning out or dehydrating and getting exhausted. You can see the only thing I have in there is water. Now it's going to turn brown based on the branches, but basically you could just use a paper cup, and you know, it's carbon, so that's good for the plant. You could throw, you know, a little sugar in there, or maybe some nitrogen, but I would be careful about that, because if you have any flies, you put sugar in this or anything, it's going to attract flies. So you don't want the flies coming in here and eating your clippings. So what I do is just let this go, let this sit on a windowsill. As you can see, all of them are still alive. The buds are continuing to grow. Some are even flowering, okay? And eventually, in another week or two, they'll develop. I'm going to put these in here. Well, they're not tall enough. They're not tall enough. Here, let's just put them in the dirt and see what happens. I'll screw around with the bottom and just loosen those fibers. We're going to get rain tomorrow. Find a spot right here. Hopefully Bo won't dig these up. There we go. And just throw them in. Throw them right in the soil. It's not, again, it's a good time of year. It's not hot. So these things may root. They may not, who knows, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on them throughout the year. The other ones are definitely going to root, that I just put up on the windowsill. So let's just dig a little hole with our finger, put that in, tamp it down a little bit, make sure it stays in the soil. Hopefully Bo doesn't find it. Well, we'll see. Okay. I have a lot of compost down here. Here. There we go. Okay, perfect. There. Tamp it down. And we'll just see how this goes. Okay. Not afraid to get my hands dirty. So let's take a look at what we got here. So I put one right here. You can see it. And the other one is right, hang on. See that one piece of bark? You'll see that green thing right next to it. That's a new blueberry bush. So we'll see how that works. But that's basically how you want to prune. And if you do it right, you can actually grow a whole orchard, just adding to your orchard from the clippings that you get. Leave them on the windowsill. Good time of year to do this. It's not hot. Leave them on the windowsill for probably 2-3 weeks, maybe up to a month. You'll see them start to root. Put them in some soil, compost. Maybe keep them out of direct sunlight until they're a little more established. But I'd start these off in pots. Keep them out of direct sunlight when it gets really hot, until they're a little more established. So we'll continue to update on these, on the progress of this, and see how it goes. So that's it for pruning your fruit trees, learning how to root your clippings and grow the orchard. Okay, so we're gonna have, I've got two, these blueberry bushes are 4 or 5 years old. They've been producing every year. So we're gonna have 4 more blueberry bushes, 2 more two more pear trees, 1, 2, 3 more peach trees, 2 more Granny Smiths, and 2 more Red Delicious apples. So just, you know, learning how to grow the orchard and self-sustaining, you know, adding to your yard and self-sustaining, you know. Grow what you like to eat and save your money. All right. Until next time, guys. This has been Patrick from the Reed Homestead. Hope you guys are having a good one. Until next time, God bless. And have a great day. See ya.